feel when you read a piece of story that says that at least 18,000 men in Nigeria are diagnosed yearly of prostate cancer? Okay, if you think that is not quite serious enough, okay, listen to this. How about me telling you that 14,400 of them lose their lives to this deadly cancer? And two things are common to all of them, almost all of them. Number one is there is late detection, and number two, there is low awareness. All right, some of us are very concerned. And when I say some of us, I don't mean I alone. I don't mean KongaTV alone. We have somebody that is typically regarded and seen as an advocate of the masses. And now you might wonder, what is my set? But first and foremost, let me welcome you to the first edition of Men's Health Unscripted. Yes, Men's Health Unscripted. We're talking raw terms. We're talking sometimes rough terms, but we're talking real terms about life, about longevity, and what you can do to stay alive for as long as you've been destined to do so. My name is Ayodini. I have with me somebody you know very well, but when you see him, you go, why? Because you think he's here to talk about governance and what have you, but no. Well, maybe about governance, but about health governance, self-health governance. I am talking of no other person but area father himself. We call him Charles. You know him as Charly Boy. Can I call you Charly Boy again? Charly Boy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And okay, maybe I should have done this first before some people accuse me of being chauvinistic. There is someone on the show also who is not a man but can talk in the capacity of a healthcare professional. That is who she is. I am talking about Doris Udensi, poised, elegant, and quite ready with facts that can help us men talk about our health better. Doris, welcome on board. All right, so why are we doing this? You are asking me, or you are asking the same question. So why Charly Boy on the show? What has it got to do with health in the first place? Because we know what he does, we know what he stands for. So let me allow him, tell you by himself, what is your link with health at this point in time, and why are you doing this?
I've always been a health freak. I've always been worried about what's going on in my body. So as such, I'm always checking on myself, even when I have a headache. I need to go check it out, So, and I've always believed in energy, physical health, mental health. So it just flows in the line, especially when I was talking to Leo Staneke, actually he hashed this idea, and we're having a discussion one day, and he says to me, since you like doing things for people, helping people out, it takes one to know one anyways. Mm-hmm. Yeah, since you like doing all those things, why don't you devote some time, talk about your experiences and what you went through in terms of your prostate challenge and stuff like that. And when I listened in on that conversation, it spoke to my soul. And that was when I convinced myself I have to share my challenge with everybody. There's one video that I did, I think you should play it so people could get a general picture, but that's me, because of so much pain, the depression, the frustration men go through, most men just have a big ego problem, so they're kind of sort of quiet when it comes to what affects their health, especially their prized possession. Yeah, their private organ, whatever concerns it is, like, no, don't go there. They don't want to discuss it with other people and stuff. So they wait till it really gets really bad.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll come back to you. Okay, let me provide a bit of background so you can understand fully his point of view here. Charly Boy has a foundation called the Charly Boy Foundation Health Initiatives, and what they do, they're focusing on awareness on three different tripods, and I'll allow Doris talk about them later. They're talking about prostate cancer, they're talking about mental health in men, and they are talking about diabetes. And all of the things that are actually associated. And now, why are we, when I say we, why is KongaTV part of this? Of course, we know that there's a place of advocacy, and there is what the media can do essentially to ensure that his voice, her voice, are also amplified. So let me go to, Doris, first and foremost, who will be speaking in the capacity of an insider with respect to, the Charly Boy's Foundation here. Let me ask you first and foremost, before we talk about, the Charly Boy's Foundation, why does traditional awareness campaign not really, reach men the way it should really reach them? In your own opinion?
My opinion, I don't think it's just men.
Okay.
Especially where we are here in this country. I don't think we create enough awareness when it comes to health. I don't think, especially our health system here is very poor. There's no good plan for health care, and nobody is talking about things the way it should be talked about. Outside Nigeria, your doctor will call you every year to say you have to schedule for your physical. I don't know. It's crazy that since we started doing this job, you ask many people, not only men, what is your health status? They look at you like you're speaking French. Like, what are you talking about? They don't know, when you say health status, they don't know what you're referring to. Everybody should have a health check every single year. So you know what is going on in your body. You should know the status of your health, how your heart is, your kidney, all your organs, your sight, your teeth, all that should be in check because they're all interconnected. You can have an infection in your teeth and it can give you a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So you have fever, you think it's ordinary fever. Fever is not a disease, it's not a sickness, it's a symptom of something that is serious, that is going on. Your body is fighting something.
And that's why you run temperature.
Yes, that's why you have fever. When your body is struggling with some kind of infection or some kind of disease. It's fighting, it's trying to fight it off. The temperature goes high. Headache, the same thing. So a lot of people don't do that. I know people my age that have never been to a dentist in this country. People in their
Well, I've only been there once to remove a troublesome tooth some time ago. So and I had symptoms quite for several years before.
Exactly.
So you're right.
But if you're going to the dentist every year to check it, even when there's nothing wrong, you know that I went last February, I should go this February.
Voila.
So they will pick that up before it started, because once it gets infected, because the veins they're interconnected, connect to your heart, it connect to your brain, the infection goes to your brain, is a problem. It goes to your heart, is a problem. We'll talk about diabetes. There are some people that don't know if their sugar is high, their sugar is low, they don't monitor all that. I have a friend, I just lost a very close friend and a business partner about a week ago. He was diabetic, but he was not taking it serious. I always asked him, how is your sugar? He said, hey, it's okay. One day he removed his shoe. There's this little scratch here. He scratched it, and that spot started decaying.
Wow.
It started decaying and exposed all the veins and arteries and bones. You can see everything in his foot. Inside, you can see they're all exposed. And with that kind of situation, what kills people with that is infection, what we call sepsis. Once you get it, because it's infection of the blood. So once the infection gets in your blood, remember your blood travels everywhere. It's taking it to your heart, taking it to your brain, it's taking it everywhere. And there's no cure. Once you get it, the person is dead.
All right, so the feeling I'm actually getting from this is that Charly Boy Foundation actually came to be because of the low awareness about health statuses and what have you among not just men, even among women in Nigeria here.
Yes.
Now, I would like you to provide deeper insight into the foundation. Yeah, you mentioned the fact that, okay, an interaction with Lewis and AK was what started it, but then you had the moments of reflection, you sat down, you stepped over it, and you thought deeply. What deeper insights would you like to share about your foundation that people should know, at least on this edition of the show? So before I ask some other questions.
You've already said it in terms of creating. I'm just a spokesperson for the foundation.
Okay.
You know, and my job, most importantly, is to raise awareness. And that's why I'm free talking about my own personal challenges. Okay. By the way, you missed the fact that Madame Doris here, you know, is the CEO of the Charly Boy Foundation.
I was about to ask her that. To tell me about how
that's why she's on the show.
You
know, so yes, the number one reason is to be able to raise an awareness and to make men feel okay that it's all right for a man to cry. It's all right. I cry a lot. With things that affect me deeply, I cry. It's okay for a man to talk about his challenges to his fellow man. You never know who may be able to help. You know, so that's pretty much my job.